The video game film Five Nights at Freddy's is another terrible adaptation. Now, I'm not a fan of the franchise, but let me tell you, I was quite underwhelmed watching this one. Seriously, you would think as popular as this franchise is, it'll turn out to be at least a decent film, but no, this one was just downright awful. The acting is bad, the characters are forgettable, the character development is non-existent, the slow pace, the lack of scares. Basically, what you have is a film that's an hour and 50 minutes where nothing really interesting happens, questionable character decisions, and just atrocious dialogue. Like, for example, there are some random lines that are spread throughout this film that honestly just don't make any sense in terms of what the characters are actually saying to each other. It felt like a teenager wrote the script, and honestly, I just didn't have any fun with this movie. I went into this one with low expectations, but my goodness, I wanted to stop watching after 15 minutes because, yeah, it's that bad. But maybe fans who grew up with the video games will enjoy this one because, honestly, what I saw in this film was just clunky storytelling. When it comes down to it, I just didn't care about this film when it was all said and done. It's one big convoluted mess. And it's just another movie that I thought could have been handled much better in my opinion. Now, I know that the video game franchise is aimed towards kids, so I understand why they went with the PG-13 rating, but it is a missed opportunity. Had this movie been rated R, it would have been much scarier with the jump scares, and definitely it would have felt real haunting, to say the least. And the acting is just downright atrocious. Josh Hutcherson does an awful job playing the main character. Seriously, this guy, he goes to Freddy's Fazbear's Pizza, and then not much happens. You know what I mean by that? When I say not much happens, I'm talking about there is a few instances in this film where I was saying like, what? There is some dream sequences, and I was saying, how in the hell is this related to the franchise at all? It's not. It's a waste of time. To be honest, it felt like I was watching a movie on the Sci-Fi Channel. And not only that, while I'm not familiar with the lore of this franchise, I did watch a video after this movie was over explaining the origins of the Five Nights at Freddy's. And let me tell you, that video is far more interesting than all of the absurd things that goes down in this one. And then there's a child actor in this film, Abby. She was pretty awful. Like, I know it's probably her first movie role she ever did, but I was just generally bored by her performance. And not only that, Matthew Lillard, the little screen time he does have, I felt like, what? His character talked all kind of odd. I was like, who in the hell talks like that? Who wrote this script? And the whole story is just downright atrocious. I wanted this film to actually be decent. Even though I don't know much about the video games, I did play the first game a couple of years back. And, you know, it's scary. That's something this film definitely lacks, is being real scary indeed. At the end of the day, unless you're a hardcore fan of this franchise, then skip this movie because it is not worth the time. I'm giving this film a 3 out of 10. Yeah, another dumpster fire of 2023. Sitting through this one was extremely difficult, so I was actually quite satisfied when the movie was over. But if I had any positives to say about this film, is that the music was alright and the animatronics looked cool. Overall, this is certainly one of the worst movies I have seen this year, and I'm quite thankful I never have to watch this one ever again. And that's my review of Five Nights at Freddy's. Alright, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this movie if you have seen it. Plus, if you have played the video games, then what is your favorite one in the franchise? Okay, this is Slim Guy 172 saying, peace out.